What's up, everybody? This is your boy D Mac, man. I'm coming back because I just want to put some feel good vibes in the air, man. And I just want to talk about a couple of things concerning happiness and enjoying your life and getting through depression, man. Because you know, I'm a veteran, combat veteran. Went to Iraq 2011, Basra. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in combat and in arms. Um, So, coming back, I had to deal with a lot of things, and this brought some great depression on me, man. And on a level that I've never felt depression or pressure before in my life. And so, battling through these things, like I said, I came home in 2011, at the end of 2011, and ever since then, it's been a up and down battle with depression, PTSD, all types of stuff. And so I've come to be able to appreciate these moments of happiness and peace and joy that I get in my life. They're few and far between, but when they come, I appreciate them so much. And that's why you see me making the funny videos and me acting. I'm a silly person by nature. That's how I was before I went in the military. I was a real laid back, easygoing guy, and I love to make people laugh, and I love for people to just have fun around me. I hate negative energy around me at any time whatsoever. And so, to be taken out of my natural place of being a happy, optimistic person and being thrown into a place of pessimism and depression, it really took a major toll on me. And, for a long time, I couldn't deal with it. And so I've gotten to a point in my life with therapy and with a good, strong support system and putting in some work. And I'm in a place now to where I can actually enjoy some days. And so when I have those days like that, I take full advantage of them and I get the most out of them that I can because I don't take them for granted. I did before all of the military stuff, but now I don't. And so I'm going to act silly. I'm going to do all of the things that are in my heart to do and maximize my happiness and my joy. And hopefully I can pass that on to somebody else through my energy. So that's what I be on here doing. And when you see these silly videos, yeah, I'm corny. I'm super corny. I'm a whole ear of corn. I'm a whole field full of corn, whatever you want to call it. I'm corny as all outdoors, but I'm happy. My heart is light. My head is not jumbled with a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just enjoying and appreciating the life that I have, man, because it could be a lot worse. And so I don't look on those negatives of what could be and what used to be and dwelling on that stuff because it'll put me in a certain dark place and I don't want to go there. And so I don't allow other people to put me in that dark place either. When I first started doing YouTube videos and stuff, I came onto someone else's platform. And so they had their platform set up a certain way. They had a certain image that they were putting out on their platform. And, I respected the fact that that person wanted to keep that image. But that image wasn't me. That was their image. That was their way of doing things. And so I was kind of in a box because I didn't want to jeopardize anything that that person was trying to build. And so now that I have my own and I can do freely as I please, and there's no boundaries or anything like that, then I let you know how I'm feeling. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm feeling silly and I want to make a silly TikTok or a corny TikTok, then I'm going to do that because that make me happy, that make me feel good. And nobody else is going to be concerned about my happiness or what make me feel good. And so it's up to me to make sure that I maximize that when I do have it. And so, yeah, you're going to see the silly, corny TikToks. You're going to have me doing silly voices like the Cowboys fan yesterday and just being me, man, just being Mac because I don't want to paint myself into a box. I really don't want to be a one-dimensional person. I have so many different facets to me that I would be doing a great disservice if I just showed y'all one dimension of who I am. That would not be me being fair to the people who tune in and listen and the people who take their time out of their day to support me. So I make sure that I give you the real, pure me no matter what. That's also another reason why I don't frequently go onto other people's platforms. Every now and then I'll find somebody who's talking on some good stuff, and I might go over there, or they'll come over to my platform, and we'll have a conversation. But as far as me jumping on other people's platform, their channels and stuff like that, and using them to promote myself, or just getting into those back and forths with people with all of that negative energy, man, I just don't get into that, because I know my mouth is real fly, real fly. And when I get into my feelings, it don't turn out well, and there's no good outcome, and there's no solutions that are found in that exchange. So I keep my distance from stuff like that for a purpose. But I'm a happy person. Like I said, I like to laugh, I like to joke, I'm silly as all outdoors. My dad jokes are unparalleled, and I'm just all around goofy, and I am perfectly 100% happy with that and content with that. And nobody's ever going to change who I am. Nobody's ever going to make me feel like I need to become something else to appease their set, what they see or what they think I should be. I'm never going to live to be something for somebody else. I'm always going to live for myself. And that seems to be a problem for a lot of people, because we live in an age where everybody feels like they can dictate to you how you're supposed to feel and what you're supposed to say and what you're supposed to do. I'm the type of person who's always going to go against the grain. And when you go against the grain, you rub people wrong. And that's something that I am absolutely fine in taking, because you can't beat me. That's my main thing that I go to. You can be mad, you can be disapproving and all of that stuff. But ultimately, when everything is done and over and everything's been said, I'm still going to be the same old goofy, inquisitive me, because you can't beat me. There's nothing that you can do to stop me from being me. And it seems like when you're happy and when you have joy and when you're expressing that joy on a regular basis, it it annoys those depressed people. It annoys those people who lives for chaos and lives for drama, who can't function without that low frequency. I operate on a high frequency. I don't operate on those low gutter frequencies like that. And so people who operate on those low gutter frequencies do not mesh well with me, because we do not communicate on the same level. And so when a person is coming in with a mind full of malice and hatred and trying to have an aha moment and trying to prove that they're right because they're such a narcissist, look, me calling somebody a narcissist, but that's what it is, because I know as a narcissist myself, I used to do the same thing. I used to feel like if you're not listening to my point of view and you're not agreeing with me, then there's something wrong with you. And so I know how narcissists think, and I know what fuels a narcissist. And so these narcissistic people will try to make you feel like you're stupid and there's something abnormal about you because you're happy in the face of chaos. You're able to find joy in the midst of calamity and destruction. You're able to smile when there's absolutely nothing to smile about. They hate that. And I don't think that they hate the actual person, but they hate the frequency and the spirit that you're operating from. And so you have to understand that this is not a physical battle. This is not a carnal battle. This is a spiritual battle. That spirit that is in them is aggravated and annoyed by your spirit. because your spirit is giving off a signal that their spirit is not in tune with. And so that's going to make anybody uncomfortable. Have you ever played an instrument that was out of tune and you knew it and it just sounded horrible, and the musician may be awesome, but if that instrument isn't tuned properly, then it's not going to sound right. It's not going to sound complete. And so you have people out here who are operating on a frequency that they're out of tune with the frequency that you're operating on. And so it annoys them, like a screeching sound, or like a seatbelt uh, alert keep dinging. It just annoys that spirit. And so you have to understand this. I want everybody who has this mindset of you're an optimistic person, you think positive, and you like to laugh and you like to be happy all the time, just know and understand that there are people out there who are going to hate you for that, but it's not really them physically hating you. It's that spirit that governs them hates the spirit that governs you. And that's the spiritual battle right there that I'm talking about. So you have to understand this when you're this type of person, because if not, people will drag you down with their negative energy. They'll make you feel like you're something's wrong with you for not feeling like they are and try to pull you down along with them. That whole crabs in a barrel concept. So just be prepared for these people in your life if you're a happy person. I had a buddy growing up. Well, he's still my buddy. We're still in contact on social media and stuff like that, just checking up on each other. Shout out to my boy Kerry Kaczynski. And you know, Kerry is one of those guys who wakes up with a joke. He's one of those people who wakes up with energy. And if you're not a morning person, Kerry would piss you off because he's so happy when he wake up. And so one day I had to look at myself because I was always looking at it like something was wrong with Kerry when really it was me. I'm like, you know, this dude get up and his mind is popping already and he's just ready to go. And me, I'm sluggish, I'm dragging and all of this stuff. Maybe I need to change my perspective and my perception and not be ragging on Kerry and try to get on the level that he's operating from. You know, and I took it to that point, and then I started to understand. And now, Kerry, I see where you're coming from, brother. I've always loved your spirit, man. I've always loved your energy. And even now, we have disagreements. I mean, major political disagreements, but we never take it personal with each other. That's my friend. That's my dude. If he need anything from me, I'm a call away. But you know, it's just that optimism and that positive frequency that we operate on, that we're able to look past those differences and still respect and appreciate each other as the friends that we've always been to each other. You know, and there's been friendships lost behind Donald Trump, and there's been friendships lost behind everything that came with him and everything that was exposed because of his presidency. And so now you have the country at odds because people are operating on different levels. You have to understand that a Trump supporter is operating on a different frequency than everybody else. It's a low frequency. It's a very low, guttural, negative frequency that is fueled and motivated by negativity and division and chaos and confusion. This is the level that those people operate on. And this is what I was trying to point out to my friend, but he was like, no, no. But his reasons for supporting Trump, some of them I agree with, some of them that's just a cultural thing. And so I understand that as well, and I just leave that where it is. But um, you know, I say all that to say that, you know, that's my friend, and I'm not going to allow a view or operating on different frequencies to come between my respect and my appreciation for a person. And but I see that a lot here on social media. Whenever I come on social media and I'll comment on a post, you'll have this miscellaneous YouTube icon, no face, no type of page. You go on the channel because I will click on their channel. I will click on their icon just to see if this is a real person. And there's absolutely no activity on their page, no videos or anything like that. So there's people who will create a page or a channel just to be able to come in and manipulate and influence and attack others. I don't know if this is an inside job and YouTube has agents assigned to do this, or if this is just uh, low frequency people who have made it their purpose to get on here and just sow discord and negativity and all of those things that comes from the frequency that they operate in. So I'm not sure, so I'm not going to make any declarations about that. I'm just going to say that there's people on this YouTube, in this YouTube world, who are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to destroy. So you have to understand that as well if you're going to put yourself out here on these platforms, because you're making yourself an object of ridicule potentially. You're making yourself an object of criticism, and you have to be tough enough to take that and really, really take that and really do a self evaluation to see if what that person's observation is true. I mean, that's only fair. I would give you that much common courtesy. But if it don't line up with who I am, which a lot of times I usually know, but sometimes people point out things to me that I don't see. So but for the most part, I know things about me. And when these things are pointed out to me, I definitely consider it and look at it. And if it lines up, then I'll start to work on that and I'll be mindful of that whenever I do stuff. Man, somebody trying to call me right now. I hate these marketers. Let me tell y'all something. This is pretty funny. So this will go right into this as well, because this is an example of me operating in a higher frequency when I very well can operate in a lower guttural frequency. So you know how the what are they called? Telemarketers. They'll call you and they'll be, trying to solicit you to buy things or things of that nature. And instead of hanging up on them or cussing them out and stuff like that, I like to have a little fun with them. And so the other day I got a call and the guy was trying to sell pain ointment. And so he went on his little presentation, his little spiel, and he said he noticed that I made an inquiry about pain, which I didn't. I never have. Somebody sold them my information and they solicited me off of that. This is what it really is. So that kind of ticked me off that they would try to lie to me and manipulate me like that off the bat. And so, he started going into his spiel about the pain medication. It's a pain cream and you can rub it on certain parts of your body. That's where I saw my opening. And so, I was like, okay, well, you can rub it on your body and it stops the pain. Can I put it on my penis? Now, I wasn't in the car, but I was in the car, but I wasn't by myself. It was other people in the car with me, but two other people in the car with me. And so they was busting out laughing. They was laughing. I was like, keep it down. I want to see how long I can go with it. And so, the guy got quiet for a second and he tried to ignore what I said and go back into his spiel. And he was like, then you'll rub the ointment on your body. And I was like, my penis, yeah. Like, so can I rub it on my penis? And he was like, no, this is for like lower back and your shoulders and different parts of your body. I was like, but my penis is a part of my body. So if my penis is hurting, couldn't I, in all rights, and just rub it on there? So the guy got quiet for a couple seconds. He started laughing, and then he hung up. It was the funniest thing, man, because for one, I was a kind of a jerk to him because, I was being sarcastic and condescending and stuff. But on the other hand, I wasn't cursing at him. I wasn't angry or none of that stuff like that. I was just kind of breaking his balls a little bit. And I got a giggle out of the dude. So that may have been the only giggle that he got that day. He could have had 10 calls before me where people was cussing him out and hanging up on him and anything, man. And that hurts people. Even though you don't see them as a person, that stuff actually bothers people. Um, and so I don't want to be one of those people to contribute to your hard day. I want to give you a little laugh, but at the same time, turn you down. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. There's not a lot to it. And so that's just the types of things that I like to do. I like to operate from a higher frequency. That's all. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not anything special to be put on no pedestal. I don't stand out amongst everybody else. I blend in with most crowds, and I'm that guy that's just, you know, I'm just a face that blends in with everybody. There's not a lot memorable about my outward appearance. All of the memorable things about me comes from my personality and my character. So, I'm just operating on a higher frequency, and some people are more comfortable operating on that low negative guttural frequency. Those are your chronically depressed people. Those are your anger management people. Those are your children who have been through traumatic experiences and things like that. They tend to operate from that low frequency. And so I just refuse to operate from that low frequency in my life like that, because I know when my depression hits, it hits hard and I'm down for a while. So when I come up out of it, I'm coming up out of it strong, and I'm coming up out of it with, okay, here's my window of solace, here's my window of peace and happiness, and I'm going to take full advantage of it. And so I go full throttle. And some people are like, man, you 40 something years old, why you act like that? Why? Because it makes me happy. I am genuinely happy with the person that I am, and I act according to how I feel. And I'm not going to allow anybody to make me think or feel like I shouldn't express me. And so that's just it. That's just the gist of it. There's nothing, there's no magic epiphany or anything like that. It's just, I'm enjoying my life. I'm not going to put myself in a box that people think I should be in. I'm not going to allow people to dictate to me what, how, when, who, where, why, any of those things. I'm not. I'm not. You're never going to be able to, no matter who you are. And so I understand that, and I understand the retaliation and things like that that's going to come along with it, and I'm perfectly fine with it. But if you suffer from depression, PTSD, anything that has you down in the dumps and has you operating from a low frequency, then tune in to me sometimes, because I'm going to have something stupid. I'm going to have something funny. I'm going to have something to be like, yeah, we do that. I'm going to do all of those things, man, because it makes me feel good. And hopefully it's going to make somebody else feel good, man. That's what it's all about. I ain't about all of this negativity. I ain't about no civil war. Matter of fact, if America does go into a second civil war, I'm gonna be sitting on the bleachers with my popcorn watching the fireworks. I have no dog in that battle. None whatsoever. This country has never been for me in the first place. And so there's no side that I would feel comfortable fighting on because neither side has ever done anything for me or my people. So there's nothing for me to fight for on either end. But, we have some people out here who feel differently about that and they feel very strongly about it. But me being a former combat soldier and me coming home and me having to deal with the things that I've dealt with after having to fight for the rights of these people who look down on me and after having to risk my life for the rights of these people who don't see me as a human, I really don't care much anymore. And people always allude to that whenever they find out I was served in the military. Oh, but you're a soldier, and you didn't know I was a soldier. I was a soldier, and I learned a lot of things about our country and our government as a soldier that has turned me off to our government because I was privy to inside information. I had a secret security clearance. And so there were certain levels of information that I was able to access that even my first sergeant couldn't access because I was the medical remediation NCO. That means I was the guy who made sure that everybody was physically fit to deploy. And so I had access to information that my higher ups didn't even have. And so I saw things from the inside and things were explained to me from the inside that some of those things that I thought before I went into the military was confirmed and other things were debunked. But I have a better understanding from an inside view of our government and what they're capable of and willing to do. So, with that being said, I am going to try to enjoy the rest of the days of my life. Those depression times are always going to come. I know that. I've accepted that. That's a part of my life. But when those windows of opportunity come where I can be happy and clear minded and my heart is light and my spirit is light and I can enjoy myself and I can crack a smile and make somebody else smile, I'm taking full advantage of it every single time. And anybody who have a problem with it, you can't beat me. So there's nothing you can do about it. I suggest you just don't be around me. But yeah, that's it. Get your stuff in order. Get your house in order. If you have anger issues, go get some help. Therapy does not make you weak. Actually, it makes you strong. So I'm gonna leave on that note. This is your boy D Mac. Y'all know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.